Hey, welcome back to Big Moto Adventure. You may have seen this previous bit on a short I uploaded a few days ago, but there's lots more, so please indulge me. You know, when you assume things, you make an ass out of you and MPT. So after I left my swampy campground at Pyramid, I wandered east and north. I drifted through the cornfields of Illinois. That's right, I drifted, even though I can't stand that word. I made a couple of stops along the way, a covered bridge, a weed field where they're cultivating weeds, and then I wound up at a Corps of Engineer park where I sat down and did a live stream that evening. It was a pretty cool spot. I wished I would have stealth camped there, but that's later on in the story.
So first stop of the day is an abandoned church. I needed a place to pull off. There's just intersections and driveways. There's not a lot of places to pull off, but I got in here and I was like, oh, this is not an abandoned church. People are still maintaining the lawn, so it's really nice. Good looking church. I can't tell what branch, but it's Paradise Prairie. I think that's the community that we're in. I can't tell if that's like it's a Baptist church. Wow, that's a really, really nice stone for a Baptist church. You don't see too many of those where I come from, at least. So, yeah, this could have been a nice stealth spot.
So as I drifted my way through southern Illinois, I noticed these brilliant yellow flowers off of these short stalks, and I did not recognize the crop. And we've got a similar weed in Alabama called the goldenrod. In fact, I think it's a state flower still. But yeah, I grew more and more curious about what this was.
This looks like a cornfield. So I see corn husk and stalks on the ground. But yeah, this looks like a big, massive cornfield. In Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, this is what they all have out there. So, and the funny thing is, I've been thinking, I just walk into the cornfield and I disappear because I'm camouflaged. I got chartreuse on. You gotta stop, man. You gotta stop to get these shots. That's what I've been telling all the guys that are starting their YouTube is get the shot. You gotta get the shot. You can tell whatever story you want later if you get the shot. Big Bertha hanging off. Seems like she's a little bit lighter this morning. I put some stuff down low. Hopefully that'll help.
Speaking of Big Bertha, as I was eating a Subway sandwich, I noticed a big girl come in hauling ass on this big tractor. And the closer I got to get a better look at her, I think she may have weighed as much as the tractor. But yeah, I don't like making fun of people. I just thought that was kind of interesting that Big Bertha showed up right after I was commenting. But yeah, so I got back on the highway, and there are some twisty roads here. They're all laid out on a square, but instead of having right turns, apparently the state of Illinois made some improvements to make some curves, and yeah, it really was an improvement. So I found an old covered bridge on the map, and I decided to take a detour down a dirt road. And this one's not in use anymore, and it's probably why it's still in existence. And there are all kinds of interesting security measures to keep the things from happening like they have in Alabama. We get rednecks that come into these old covered bridge and party, and eventually they'll just burn the damn things down. So we don't have that many left, but the ones that we do have, several of them are still in use, and they're in pretty good shape, as is this one.
Stay away from my bridge. That's interesting. Stay away from my bridge, you cunts. Well, little disappointing in that I was hoping to be able to drive across yet another covered bridge, but apparently they didn't think this was going to last too much longer. Got a lot of covered bridges in Alabama, specifically in Blount County, which is outside of Birmingham. But yeah, I'm just going to take a little break here and try not to get stung by the bees. Yeah, it's nice and cool in here, which is what I was hoping for. I just needed a break. I need to pee. Need to cool off. Although it's much cooler today than it has been the last couple of days. It must be in the high. Oh, there's some horse poop. We've had some horses in here. Yeah, it's been in the mid to high 80s today, unlike the last couple of days, which have been low to mid 90s and very, very humid. But yeah, this is a cool little bridge, man. This is constructed very similar to the ones I'm familiar with, except these old lights up here. Those look like they could be 100 years old. And those old video cameras, those could be 100 years old too. I bet they don't work anymore. At least you can't see with them anymore because somebody's thrown horse shit. Lots of bees in here, but they're probably carpenter bees. They're probably nesting in the wood. There's lots of wood to be had in here. Not sure if that's the kind they want. Yeah, fire alarm. How about that? Yeah, these things are disappearing pretty quickly because of rednecks.
After the covered bridge, I wandered north up to Shelbyville and the Shelbyville Lake Corps of Engineer Park. It was beautiful, and I decided to do a live stream up there. All right, since I've got this beautiful backdrop, I might as well test my microphone and make sure everything is working pretty well for the live stream, because I have no idea how this damn thing's going to work. All I know is it's working pretty good so far. So my plan was to camp at the overlook at the Corps of Engineer Park, the picnic area, but there was so much traffic there, and one of the maintenance crew came in, so I was thinking that it's probably just the gig was up, so I started moving around trying to find something that was suitable. I saw a sign that said hunters and fishermen parking. So I thought, yeah, that's public property. I'll go back down here. It's down a dirt road. Passed a few houses on the way and thinking, oh man, this is not gonna work. Got to the end, said dead end. Pulled in here. It's a nice little parking area in the middle of the woods. There's a house over here. There's a couple, 3 houses I passed on the way in. And I'm setting up my hammock, and another busted stealth camping. Dude comes in on a 4-wheeler, just comes in, no lights, and he says, so you're camping back here? I was like, yeah. He said, well, do you know the rules about camping in the state? Disperse camping only in designated areas. It's like, yeah, no, I didn't know that. Not from Illinois. He says, well, blah, 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 blah. And I used my Jedi Mind Trick. These are not the droids you're looking for. He was basically saying, there's riffraff back here. There's all kinds of naughty stuff going on. I was like, well, yeah, I'm not that guy. I hope you're okay with me camping back here. He said, well, it's not hunting season, so blah blah blah. Said, yeah, cool. So if you guys are cool with me hanging back here, I'm not gonna cause any trouble. I'll be out in the morning. He says, okay. You seem pretty cool. Anyway, nice night. I was gonna try it without the tarp, except I don't know, a couple hours after I hit the sack, about midnight, started seeing flashes, and then I heard thunder. I'm like, oh man, it's gonna rain. It's gonna rain cats and dogs. So I just threw the tarp over, just hung it like a sheet. I've done that plenty of times. Don't stake it out because I'm just sleeping, right? Anyway, no rain. Got 3 or 4 drops, I think, after I heard a big bolt of lightning, and then poof, that's it. So I'm back on the road this morning after I pack up and headed towards Chicago. Hanging out with my boy Keith. I just thought of something else that's kind of unique about this little area here, right next to the lake. There's lots of water in Illinois, lakes, rivers, and such. But man, you don't see a lot of trees. I mean, you see patches of trees, but you don't see trees like this. This is just deep, dark woods. And, you know, lots of hardwoods, rolling hills. This is rather unique from what I've seen from the whole state. Rolling hills and woods, trees. And it makes me wonder, where do they get all their timber from? Because they've knocked all their trees down. It's all cornfields. Anyway, I just think that's neat. This is beautiful in here. It's just really lush and green and beautiful and dark. Yeah, just weird. Illinois, just an observation. So, taking a quick break here north of Decatur, Illinois, at an old radio station. Doesn't look like it's in use anymore. And it's got a big sign out front. I can't remember what the call sign is, but yeah, it's got a big freaking radio tower out back. I guess it's probably hard to keep radio stations going nowadays. It's got a cool generator back in the back. It's got, I mean, this could be a pretty nice house, not just a radio station, but yeah, looks like it's well kept. The grass has been mowed this year, at least, probably within the last few weeks, judging by the height. So somebody's taking care of the property. It's not completely abandoned. Funny thing is, as I was gearing up, getting ready to go, just about to get on my bike, a young man comes up. He's maybe mid to late 20s, and asked me if he could help me. And I said, no, I'm just taking a break. He said, okay, cool. He walked to the door. As he's unlocking the door, he turned around and said, hey, you need a bottle of water? I was like, no, thank you, I'm good. So obviously this place is still in operation. It's probably fully automated. It's probably just broadcasting on a loop, music and ads and stuff. And really think about it, employees are your biggest expense in most businesses. So it's probably a good model to have the equipment, everything's paid for, and now you just don't have to have all the employees. You just have some guy in some faraway land doing voiceovers like I'm doing voiceovers right now. That's the way to do it. Anyway, yeah, so if I would have stealth camped there, I would have probably been busted. So this is not a busted stealth camp video because I wasn't stealth camping. I was just taking a break. But anyway, cool experience. Then I moved on to a suburb just outside of Chicago to hang out with his lovely wife, and they took me to dinner. And this is hot pots it's a hot pot that we're cooking. I've never had this before, I've heard of it, and it looks
so you're
really
cooking.
Yummy, but yeah.
You came to a restaurant and
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah,
they make you cook.
yeah a little bit. Yeah. I trust her cooking more than most other places.
Sure.
I think.
Yeah.
And then wet a little bit until the soup boils. And
Ah,
put the
okay.
meat in there.
Okay. That's a lot of meat.
Perfect cook for me. That's it.
Could you tell us what types of meats these are, please?
No, it's beef.
That's beef.
Yeah.
That's lamb.
Yeah. Let me try.
So obviously, Keith's wife is a foodie, and she's slowly turning him into a foodie. And they tried to convert me into, well, I'm not really sure. They fed me so much food while I was up there. I think they were trying to fatten me up to carve me up. So I decided to get on the bike shortly after I couldn't walk anymore, and start heading towards the Lake Michigan ferry. And that's coming up next time. That's a pretty exciting little trip, so stay tuned.